Hello students, in the last video we have discussed how to do the transformation of the matrix and how the matrix is changing when you apply different symmetry operations. Now I want, before proceeding further for C2V point group and the basic molecules, I want to explain this transformation of matrix again in a little different way in case that is not understood by you, because it is very much required that you understand this concept. The transformation of a matrix for a proper rotation axis. Now what will be the effect of C2Z on the vectors XYZ? Suppose during C2Z rotation, a point A, XYZ, which has the coordinates of XYZ, moves to B, and now its position becomes X prime, Y prime and Z prime. Now since C2 is a 180 degree operation, so I am explaining you this with respect to C2. Last time when I explained it was CN axis. So x becomes minus x, y becomes minus y, and z becomes z. Z stays as z because it is C2z. So the new x, y and z will be expressed in terms of x prime, y prime and z prime. I explained you. Now this is true only for theta equals to 180 degree, right? Then only this x will become minus x and y will become minus y. In case this theta is not 180 degree, we don't know what happens to these. We know this will stay as z. So for all other values of theta and hence n can be expressed in terms of xy together. So we are going to construct a general matrix where theta can change and accordingly we can calculate the value. So we are showing this this time with a different type of matrix. Suppose this point was here, and after rotation in a clockwise direction it goes to this B point whose coordinates are x prime, y prime and z prime. Okay, these are the two angles. Last time I have corresponding this angle as phi, this time it is alpha and theta, and this is an r which is a vector which is here, and then it has gone to this place. So from this figure, OA and OB is equals to r, they will be of equal length. OM is equals to x, AM is y, and then x prime and y prime correspondingly. Okay, now from this we can see, from a right angle triangle OAM, cos alpha will be xy and sin alpha will be y by r, x by r and y by r. So we know we can write x and y in terms of this. Now from the triangle OBN, cos alpha plus theta is equals to x prime by r, or x prime equals to r cos alpha plus theta, right? And cos alpha plus theta is equals to cos alpha cos theta minus sin alpha sin theta. I have done simple trigonometric maths, that's all. Therefore x prime is equals to r cos alpha cos theta minus r sin alpha sin theta. Just see it carefully. Is it okay? So substituting for r cos alpha and r sin alpha, x prime will become x cos theta minus y sin theta. That's all. We have brought it in terms of theta. This prime value, we have brought it in terms of theta. Okay. And now from triangle OBN again, sin alpha plus theta will be BN by OB, which is y prime upon r, or y prime equals to r sin alpha plus theta. So similarly this y prime will also, again as we have calculated for x prime there, in terms of theta, x sin theta plus y cos theta, and we know z prime is z. So the final matrix comes out to be like this: cos theta minus sin theta cos theta. Right? So this is C and Z, where xyz cos theta minus sin theta and this z stays 1. This is for an anti-clockwise rotation, right? In case we are going for a clockwise rotation, obviously the transformation will be sin theta. This sin theta will become minus sin theta and cos theta stays as same. You can just try it. You can do the clockwise rotation and you will come to know that. And as I explained, in case I apply a sigma here perpendicular to it, then it transforms to another symmetry operation, that is Sn, and where this 1 will change to minus 1. That's all will be the change, and this sin theta will become minus sin theta. So this is cos theta minus sin theta cos theta and minus 1. Now if you apply it for C2 axis, it will be little different. If you are applying for C3 axis, it will be little different. So we can do the calculations accordingly. Like in case if it is a C3 axis, what will happen? Can anyone guess? If it is a C3 axis, what will be the answer? for the transformation. For C2, what it will be? It will be -1. For C2, what will it will be? Let's see what it will be. I am just dictating. You can write and just check whether it is right or not. If it is C2Z, it will be -1 here, -1 here, and 1 here. But if it is a C3 axis, what will happen? Cos C3 is how much? It will be cos 120 and sin 120. What will be cos 120? This will be -half √3/2. Then it will be -3 √3/2, and this will be -half again. So it will be -half, and 1. We are going to take the character like this. -half is -1. So -1 and then +1 is 0. So C3 will gives you the character of 0. Right? Similarly, we can calculate for others. So finally, we get a character for C3 equals to 0. So you can calculate for others as well. So I think this is clear now. So now we can switch to or move on to the basic point group, that is the C2V point group. We can take water as an example. What will happen in this C2V point group? If you are going to draw the matrix which you have understood for identity operation, let's draw a matrix. Okay, this is the summation of the matrix. So matrix under E will be 1 1 1. For C2 it will be -1 and 1. We have just now proved. For sigma xz also we have understood 1 -1 and 1, and sigma yz it is -1 because y and z will stay positive and x will become negative, right? So the resultant reducible representation, what comes out to be 3 -1 1 and 1. Just try if you all are getting this. The same way it goes for C2H. Let's suppose C2H point group. You remember that point group with E, C2, sigma h and I? What will happen? Rest things will stay same. What is sigma h? Sigma h will be that the 2 will change, 2 will not change, and 1 will change, right? And the identity of inversion center, everything will be inversed. So what will be the resultant reducible representation? 3 -1 1 and -1, right? Is it clear? Okay, I think it's clear. Now let's try and understand this water molecule in terms of 3n vector system for water molecule, right? That is majorly applicable for in case you are doing a theory paper and you get a question for a higher marks like 9 marks or 6 marks. Then you are expected to do the calculation using 9x9 matrix, that is 3n matrix. Otherwise directly also you can calculate as we have calculated. Once you are used to this, you will be able to calculate this matrix directly. But for exam point of view and theory paper point of view, we have to learn this and you have to solve this for me, even for the exams maybe. Okay, so let's learn this. This will be a little bigger matrix, so we are going to do the calculation only up to 3 or 4 molecules, atoms in a molecule, not more than that. So 3n vector system for the water molecule. So in case somebody tells you Cartesian coordinate system calculation you have to do, and that too for 3n vector system, then you have to go for it. So what happens here is, see this water molecule I have shown. Every atom we are expecting that every atom is having 3 coordinates, right? So we are going to see how each coordinate changes in every atom. So how much it becomes? 3 3 3 and 9x9 matrix. So every atom, like suppose this is 1, this is first atom I have represented, oxygen, this is second, and this is third. So it will have its own x1 y1 z1, it will have its own x2 y2 z2, and it will have its own x3 y3 z3. So we are going to draw a matrix x1 y1 z1, x2 y2 z2, and x3 y3 z3, and this is being transformed to the primes. And what is the resultant we are going to get, we will see. So how to get them? Simply by matrix multiplication rule. If an atom or its associated vectors is shifted in space by any symmetry operation, then they will not contribute to the character of the reducible representation. This we have understood before also, the same thing I am repeating here. So let's see. Suppose this is C2, identity operation we all know it will stay 1. So I have not shown it here. You can draw the matrix for that. So this is x1 y1 y2 and x1 y1 z1 z2. So these are the two one which are, this is the original one and this is after the change. You can put the primes on this, I forgotten to put. So let's see how C2 is changing here. Okay, first is oxygen atom. Oxygen atom, if you apply C2, what happens? So it is C2Z, so obviously the Z stays positive, the rest two changes. Okay, so they are changing. X1 has become X1 prime as -1, Y1 has become -1 and this one is +1. Right, this is for oxygen. Right, now let's see for hydrogen. If you apply a C2 for a hydrogen, what will happen? That hydrogen 1, let's see on this page, this hydrogen 2 will go to the place of hydrogen 3 and hydrogen 3 will go to the place of hydrogen 2. So we are going to show the 2 below 3 and 3 below 2, obviously. So what happens? This 2 goes to the position of 3. That's why we have shifted the matrix here. Are you able to get my point? The 2, the hydrogen on the third part has gone to the position of 2. So this second has gone to the position of third. So second has gone to the position of third. So after changing, it has become x3, y3, z3. And again the xyz in this is going to be the same because z is not changing. X and y are changing. So it will be -1 and -1. The same thing applies here. The 3 is going below 2. So we have to write it like this. Right? We used to match it like this and write the magnitude. And here again the x, y, z, how they are changing? The z is not changing and x and y are changing. Now when we calculate the character, what happens? Character is, I told you have to take diagonally what all is lying. You can't take whatever is off the root because for that you have to transform the matrix and bring everything to the diagonal. This is simple maths. So here what is coming? -1 and -1. This is -2 and +1. So final character becomes -1. So for the C2 the character becomes -1 resultant. That's all. Okay, I hope you people are getting it. If there is a doubt, ask me tomorrow in the class. Then sigma yz. This is the matrix, transformation matrix. This is yz, we know that. So how yz is applied? It is at the center or on the molecule. You have to just see where you are applying this yz, what it used to be. So what happens when yz is there? Y and z will stay positive and obviously x will change in magnitude. Right? And which one will go to at which one's place? Let's see. Which side is sigma yz now out of this? So this yz we are taking is this one. This is sigma yz we are taking. Okay. So what happens when sigma yz is applied? There is no change in any of the position of the atom. All atoms stays at their own position. You are cutting it between the atoms, right? You are cutting between the atoms this plane. So there is no change. So obviously 1 will stay at its own position, 2 stays at its own position and 3 stays at its own position. So if the position doesn't change, the position of matrix is not changing. What will be the resultant? Resultant will be obviously x1 to x1 prime. What happens? Yz is there. So y and z stays positive, x becomes negative. The same thing happens here and the same follows. So what will be the character of it? So it is 1, 1 and 1. So it is finally 3. So the character becomes 3. So if we calculate it for 3n, what is the identity will be 9. C2 comes out to be -1. Sigma yz is 3. And what will happen to sigma xz? I have not discussed it here drawing the matrix. You can do that because sigma xz will be similar to C2. Because we are dissecting the plane. It is here. It is here. Sigma xz. So when you are putting your you are cutting this here, so H2 will go to 3 and 3 will go to 2 and oxygen stays at the same position. So similar type of matrix you are going to get. Just it will be, the answer will be positive terms. Okay, right? So draw this matrix of xz and show it to me. If there is a doubt, let me know. Okay, so this is the final C2V matrix you are going to get. So that is the same matrix you are going to get for C2V finally, so which I had just now shown to you. So now let us see how to calculate this matrix in a very simple way. Right now you have drawn a 9 cross 9 matrix and it has taken lot of time. So let's understand it, how to draw it in a very simple way. This is water, okay, and we can calculate it directly for 3n. This is C2V, and you can write the operations. Now you know what generally is the resultant for it. For E it is 3, for C2 it is 1, 1 and 3, right? No, let me tell you how to do it actually again, how this came. This is here unshifted atom by the symmetry operation. So we can just check what is unshifted and we can just do the calculation. And then the other one is unshifted atom into the character of the matrix, of a general matrix which we have drawn. So unshifted atom by the symmetry operation and unshifted atom multiplied by the character of the matrix. This give rise to 3n. Directly we can calculate it here. Let me show you how. When it is a water molecule, if you apply E here, how many are the number of unshifted atoms? It is 3. So 3. C2 you apply, what will happen? How many are the number of unshifted atoms? Only one. Oxygen is unshifted. These two get shifted, right? These two interchange their position. So 1 is the unshifted atom. When you apply sigma xz, how many are the number of unshifted atoms? Again sigma xz, so the number of unshifted atom is 1. Sigma yz, number of unshifted atom is all 3. So 3. Okay. Now we are going to multiply it with the character of the matrix. We know what is the character of the matrix for E always. We calculated it in the starting. So it is 3. This is 3 into the character of the matrix, which is 3. Similarly 1, and the character of always C2 comes out to be minus 1. For sigma xz it is 1 into 1, and this one it is 3 into 1. So the answer comes out to be 9, minus 1, 1 and 3. This is what we got after calculation. The same thing you can get directly. Now in the exam, if you are expected to calculate all 3n matrices with a longer way, in a cumbersome way, you have to do it in a subjective paper. In an objective paper, in any of the entrances, you can do it directly. Okay. I am writing one small calculation here. Just check if you are getting the same thing directly and using the longer method as well. The unshifted atom into the character for C3V, I am writing 4 into 3, 1 into 0, 2 into 1, this 12, 0 and 2. This just check whether you are getting it or not. You can use any molecule having C3V point group in this. Okay? Just check and then let me know. That's all for this. We are going to discuss it further in the next video.